Uh, Abstract brainwaves, game genie in the beanie. We ain't on the same stage, leveled up. The epitome of technique, can't survive in my current thought.
Other yellow hat guy here, back with another video. And the second attempt at this video, by the way. That out of the way, Hoopa is finally here. And it was a little confusing, to be honest. Okay, so first and foremost, the professor let us know, hey, I've seen what's going on here ever since GoFest, well, not his words, mine, that there's been some kind of strange instance going on, and obviously it's the hoop in the sky, the big circle. That's why we had Zementa, I'm probably saying that wrong, and Zacian, both from Sword and Shield respectively. They pushed them out in front and some other Sword and Shield Pokemon, and it's just an excuse really for Niantic to say, let's just re-roll, or not re-roll, but reuse, or just try to maybe get you excited for the game by having Lugia come back, but at the same time, we had some new Pokemon kind of to keep you on your toes, right? Fair enough. Wasn't a fan of them just being here for a week. I know they'll be back, but not a fan of Lugia also being here for a whole month. Now, I did say last video, hey, if something's going to be back for a month, at least let it be shiny. That wasn't the shiny I was talking about, guys. Hanky, that wasn't the shiny I was talking about. We've had Lugia ad nauseum. I want to say, between Groudon and Kyogre, Lugia is right up there. Ho-Oh being after it. It's like, no, you don't even see Tyranitar anymore. Why not have a possibility to have Tyranitar come back in 4 stars or whatever, and just have a shiny Tyranitar right there as a reward? Something different, but you know, that might just be what I'm looking for. Back to Hoopa. Parts 2 and 3 of 16 came out, and well, you're like, all right, they just dropped it on a random Sunday before Labor Day. Now, I probably missed something because I wasn't paying attention. I know I'm giving you news and I wasn't paying attention, but I knew Hoopa was coming on the 5th and around 11, but I expected it to be like raids or something like that. It was not. It wasn't in the wild either. So while you see this image I've got here, check out what actually dropped that afternoon. Well, 7 hours and 8 minutes, they had you catch all of these Pokemon here, and you could see Hoopa, the silhouette there, as if Hoopa was in the wild. No, it couldn't just be in the wild. But some friends I'm with, one of them got a Hoopa in the wild, but they were mistaken. They did some research, and a result of the research was Hoopa. So, to put in perspective, I've got it up here. Mr. Mischief, part 2 of 16. Here's the professor here. Hey there, Captain Sensation. So good to see you. I read that too slow, so he's already talking about how Hoopa is a troublemaker, and really all it wants is to cause trouble. Speaking of fun, it seems Hoopa had a blast filling up my mobile lab with pineapple berries. Maybe it spotted me happily digging into, oh man, I was just going through this, I guess. It was a bit of surprise when I opened up the lab doors. The piles of pineapples poured out. So, you know, you should have pineapped Hoopa if you wanted to make it stand still. Or not, I'm sorry, I said it wrong. A nanab if you wanted to stand still, but a pineapple to get more candy. You got to get more candy for Hoopa. So he says, who knows, you may be able to catch it now. So what was weird is, you know, here we are, 3 of 16, and that tells you everything you need to know right there. 3 of 16, you needed 5,000 Stardust, you needed a couple other things, and once you got all that out of the way, there was a Pokemon with a question mark that appears. That, my friends, is what you needed to be on. So they rotated different Pokemon out by the hour. So if you missed some of these, hey, they were going to bring them back all day long for that day. But I don't think they were pretty subtle with that announcement. You would think they'd give you a week to do all this, not just one day. But yeah, to be fair, those Pokemon were, you know, pretty much everywhere. I happened to be in a location where I could see them out, but had I been with family or doing something like that for the Labor Day weekend here in the States, I would have easily overlooked all of that. Easily. So in the shop, you know, they had a free box or something like that that just gave you the incense that you were required to use right then and there. Getting the Stardust wasn't that hard as long as you had a star piece on. So while I was nervous about, you know, encountering Hoopa, if I'd run out of time, because I was on a strict schedule, I'll put it to you like this. It started at 11. I didn't really start playing it that much until a few minutes before 12, as you can see by the timestamp here. But I had to leave about, I had planned to leave about 12, didn't really leave till 12:45. So if you were waiting on me and you see this video and I gave you an excuse of why I was late, I was playing Pokemon, I'm sorry. Priorities though, right? Priorities. Anywho, you had some ice Pokemon, you know, you had Jinx, you had some of these dark Pokemon, you had different ones you had to collect for its own challenge. Hoopa being one of those. So a lot of us were like, Hoopa, 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 not realizing that Hoopa was also part of a challenge, and you weren't just going to see it in the wild. You had to do this research to get it. It just wasn't clear that it was Hoopa. Why? Because we've never had mythical Pokemon that you just get from a research. By and large, it's usually something in a research that, or not in a research, in a raid that you would encounter, right? That's usually how it plays out. So upon seeing this, it could take you aback, especially knowing that you had no control over any kind of the IVs or anything like that with your Hoopa. You may have got a Hoopa that was just a 2-star, heaven forbid a 1-star. I did see some people with a 100. So for me, this was an opportunity to say, okay, I've got my Hoopa. I wasn't clear on it being mythical at first, but later on, some people, when they got those 2 stars, they couldn't trade. So we'll see what mine is here shortly. But I was glad to get that out of the way. So when you got the Hoopa, it was an opportunity to beef it up. For me, that meant dumping off some rare candies that I had. Close to 800 rare candy. I know, I never thought the day would come either. And I was like, hey, I'm going to get some candy for Hoopa, but it would be also nice to just put some more into that. So that's what I ended up doing there. Free up some backspace, get some more space for Pokemon. It was a self-serving purpose, I would say. This footage is still going. It looks like Croagunk wasn't going to be anything but gunk and had to go. But you can see here, Mana, Skrelp, a Slowbro out here. Mega Slowbro is out, and people don't seem to want to help me get that. I don't know what's up with that. As much as people have complained about Lugia, people are still not really doing the Slowbro. Maybe they've done the Slowbro and they've got it out of the way and they don't want to do it anymore. I don't know. I have to look into how many people it takes to actually do it, because I think I'm in the mood to just start Mega Evolving some of these Pokemon now. Before it was like, I did the one and got a little bit of energy. You can make them your buddies to earn the energy, but I'd rather just do the 2 or 3 now that we have extra passes and just be done with it. So yeah, a wild Espeon. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I saw one and took a picture of it because I thought it was rare, but I mean, here it is, you see it again. I mean, this being only my 2nd time, that doesn't mean it's not rare. It's just, I'm used to seeing maybe a Vaporeon every blue moon, maybe, you know, the original 3, not these other ones. So I'm glad to see those, even though, hey, I wasn't the biggest fan of another Eevee community today. But to see those out there in the wild, and they could potentially be shiny, that was pretty cool. So all in all, this was another Elite Metal badge. And you know how those things work. They're time exclusive. And they're usually a week, so I was surprised they only gave you this day. Like I said, I wasn't paying attention to it. But it was another one off the list. I was hoping that, you know, maybe these Elites can substitute for Platinums, but they don't, you know. I'm just dreading that next... I'm dreading level 47 already. Not even there yet. May not make it there for months, believe you me. But between getting the XP to get to it, and then the XP needed to get through it, we're clearly into 2022 already. So here we are, almost halfway through with the Stardust, like I was mentioning. And we're getting a lot more Stardust, close to 7 million again. I don't even remember doing this. So for me, I left my Gacha Evolve at the house. I left that kind of on purpose, mainly because you see I don't have the wristbands. I'm kind of over the whole wearing it on my wrist. But what I would like to do is get these little cases they have on Amazon. This is not me endorsing or sponsoring it or anything like that, or being sponsored from Amazon, I should say. A friend, I showed y'all last video that she had her Trainer Club Edition one. She's got, you know, one of those wristbands, so I think I'm going to get one as well. That out of the way. I'm not sure how much longer this clip is. I think it's almost at the end of it. But as I ramble on, I don't want to lose this thing. I still don't want to lose it. I like that I can charge it. Remember that you're making contact with the USB port here and not the other way around, because it'll fit there and it won't charge. But people are telling me they're having problems with them burning out or not working anymore, so that's scary. So the last thing I needed was to be somewhere and lose a working one and or mess it up. So I did leave that here. Otherwise, I would have had more of these caught by now at this point. But I'll just tell you, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this. It was subtle. It was quick. I was surprised to just encounter Hoopa when I did. And you'll still see that as soon as this clip ends here with the Duskull. It was fun just to be out with my friends and, you know, look for something new. It always is. And it wasn't just all about like a new Pokemon, as like a really good new Pokemon. I mean, how I figured it would go down is Hoopa would be in a raid. Like I said earlier, that's not the case. Or is it? This standard Hoopa, this little kid-looking, mischievous smile, problem child-looking standard form is what we encountered. And I don't know if you will get another chance, considering it's mythical. Like, you know, are you going to get another Celebi? Are you going to get another Jirachi? Not necessarily likely, right? So, for those that missed it, maybe you just get the next form. And that's what I'm speculating will show up in the raids, if not EX raids. So that form looks crazy. I'm not sure if I'll have an image up here of it. If I don't, Google that next video. Maybe I'll showcase it. But perhaps that's what they show you at the end here. So here's my Hoopa up here. And I am pineapping it. 1417 is okay. I've got an alarm going on in the background, so just try to ignore that. Or I'll just cut it off. Alexa, stop. I'm cooking some food, so forgive me. But yeah, there it is. Hoopa is caught and added to the decks. We've been teased this thing since the summer. It's still technically summer, but for a couple months now. And it's nice to have it in the deck. I didn't think I was going to get it, so we'll end it with what the professor is saying here. If he's saying anything. I don't know. I almost didn't record the Hoopa because I thought it was going to be in the wild. So when I saw just a regular Pokemon appears, I was like, okay, and? But something told me, hey, just record it while you're out here for content, right? And so, yeah, so we completed step 3, and that's pretty much all we've got there. So I'm going to end it here. We got the 24 Elite Medals. Let me know what you guys think. Did you get Hoopa? Was yours 2-star? Mine was actually 3-star. So I was happy with that. No pity party for me, but I know some people are not thrilled about it. So I don't know what the rhyme or reason is in whether or not you get a 2 or a 3 or any of that stuff. I mean, you could say it's all, you know, RNG. Which I guess I answered my own question, but why it's that way for this particular one It shouldn't be. I don't know if you should get a hundo, but I think everyone should get like an 82% and above. That's just my personal opinion. But I'm going to end it here. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share. I hope to see you guys again. But if I don't, remember, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Other Yellow Hat Guy out. Captain Sensation!